All right, so I have been raising water hyacinth in this little floating grow bed in our aquaponics for years. It works as a natural filter, removes impurities, and sucks out unused nitrates because we have a lot of fish in the system. Now, we also have a small pond with a ton of ducks, and I'm going to show you guys some videos and pictures of that. What's the issue with ducks? This isn't some huge farm pond. This is a very small pond, and the ducks just load that up with poo, aka what becomes nitrate. So that causes algae blooms, screws with the oxygen levels, fish aren't happy. So what I need to do is get some natural plants growing in there. Now I have dumped tons of this into the pond, hoping I could put so much in there it would double in size and double in size before the ducks could eat it all. Well, that's not exactly true. So this stuff doubles in volume about every 12 days. So it's awesome. It grows fast, but it can't keep up with my hungry ducks. And aggressive fish like tilapia will chomp down these roots and kill it as well. And I do have a good amount of tilapia in the pond as well. So what we're gonna do is build a floating grow bed planter to grow this stuff in and protect it from the ducks. And whenever it fills up, just like I do here, what I'll do is remove maybe half, 75% of it, feed it to the ducks, feed it to the chickens, and then let it grow again. So check it out, let's get going. It's a beautiful plant, isn't it? Don't get caught transporting this in Florida. It is pretty invasive, so it takes over waterways. So be sure, whatever you do with it, you keep it in an enclosed area. Don't put it in local waterways. Now, it's very common here in Costa Rica. I actually pulled this out of the Tempisque River here in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. In warmer climates, hyacinth will grow year-round and serve as a constant food source for your livestock. And you can see how much the ducks love this. Anytime I walk in the chicken yard with a bucket full of it, the chickens, they chase me down, and the ducks get excited. But again, the problem is if you put this into the pond, it just gets shredded and leaves a bunch of waste and all the plants die. So how do I utilize this amazing plant that serves as a effective livestock feed, filters our pond, and sucks nitrates out of the water? Well, what we're going to do is build a floating planter to keep it protected so it can sit there and grow, and then we can harvest it when we need it for livestock feed. So if you want to build an octagon floating planter like this, you're going to need 8 PVC pipes, PVC elbows, some zip ties, some shade cloth, and some chicken wire. You also need some PVC glue. Now right here, we're setting it out, no glue, just to be sure we can actually make an octagon. Did our math right. And this is my son cutting a small piece of chicken wire to run around the edge just to be sure it stands up. This chicken wire we use there has a little more tensile strength to it, so it stands up well. I would suggest wherever you get chicken wire from, get something a little sturdy. Now that we've got our basic design here, we are going to glue it using PVC glue. If you've never used this before, it's really simple. You just put some glue around the pipe and some glue around the inside of the corner that you're fitting the pipe into. Give it a little twist and it should make an airtight seal. And it's very important that we have an airtight seal because if water gets in these pipes, this will cease to be a floating planter. So we'll double check all of our corners, be sure everything is good, and then we're going to move to the shade cloth and getting it underneath to protect the roots. Now here we've placed the shade cloth underneath our octagon, and we're going to stretch it out flat and just see how much exactly we have here. And then what we want to do is start pulling into the center a little bit because we want this thing to be able to hold a bit of volume of water on the inside. And what we'll do once we get in the pond is we'll throw a few rocks in there to kind of weight down the cloth so it's not just a huge bubble of green stuff floating in the middle. And now just tuck in the sides, tuck it all in nicely, and we are going to begin affixing the metal fencing around the side. So I'm going to go ahead and get the metal fencing and run it around the side and attach it to the shade cloth around the pipe with zip ties.
And here you're going to want to be sure to poke through as many layers of the shade cloth as you can, because we're going to affix it to both the PVC pipe and the metal fencing on the outside. And I probably used about 50 of these around the edge. But the important thing is that you get it on there good and tight, because you don't want to be having to go back out in your pond and fix this because it came off.
Now let's walk this contraption down to the pond. All right, let's toss it in the pond, and I will throw a few rocks in here to make the shade cloth sink down, and it's time to go get some water hyacinth to fill it up with. This is our center grow bed that we have traditionally grown it for the last, 5 to 10 years, and we've just basically harvested 50% of it at a time, brought it out to the chickens, and just let it keep going and going. It's about every week or two. Needs cleaned out, and it's just free feed. Now the cool thing is, with our new octagon pond filter, we have even more water surface area to grow this stuff, so we're just going to get more and more livestock feed. So I'm all about free food. Okay, we are 24 hours in, and the ducks have not destroyed my enclosed water hyacinth growing area. So, good news so far. I was worried I was going to find them stuck in there, but we'll see how this experiment goes. And this is 2 days later. So far, so good. No ducks trapped in it. They haven't even been messing with it, and it's totally protected and doing well. If you have any questions, comment below, and please like and subscribe. Alright, so we had to do build the octagon, and it'll protect it and let it grow, and we'll harvest it and feed the animals.